The Panthers were there. I accompanied Bobby Seale and several other Panthers, and we went and we listened to the grievances of the inmates, and there was very little that we could do on the spot other than we got party authorization to offer the inmates assistance if they wanted to leave the country, because at that time we had some friends, revolutionary friends, who would give them sanctuary if we could encourage them to come out. And that was about all that we could offer at that point. But during the time that we were there were passionate pleas for the governor, who was Rockefeller at the time, to just come to the institution and listen to the inmates' grievances, whether he made a decision to do anything or not. But that was the main issue, and he refused to come. And day after we were there, he issued the order to take the prison back at all costs. And so after we left, they just turned all the police loose, and they shot and firebombed these prisoners on the prison yard. And the prisoners weren't going anywhere in the beginning because they had, I don't know, an 8-foot-high wall, and they couldn't go anywhere. So it was a turkey shoot, I guess you call it.
Yes,
they were
it
up
was.
on a balcony and just did massive killing.
Oh yeah, they had helicopters flying over, and they just shot everything that was moving, and they killed 39 people, 10 guards and 29 inmates right then and there.
Yeah, and so that in itself was something that had a profound effect on you.
Right, and one of the ways that unity came about was as a result of the aftermath of the assassination of George Jackson. The brothers organized a protest, and what they did was asked all the prisoners to be completely silent and to not eat that day in the dining hall, and to wear armbands. I think it was black armbands, and to express their solidarity and their grief over the loss of George. And it was just mind-boggling. Can you even imagine a prison mess hall completely silenced? It blew the guards away, but that was the beginning. That precipitated the solidarity and the unity that the prisoners had. I want to fast forward a bit to the happenings, the more recent reunions and kind of some of the exhibits and things that you've organized, and then a little bit later we'll talk about Big Man's travels internationally.
Okay. Well, I worked with It's About Time. We came into being in 1995, and our whole purpose was to have a reunion and reunify comrades together. And we did that in 1996. And with that effort, we decided to stay together. We put out a newspaper. We started a website in 1998. We've had over 1 million hits. We've had a reunion in 2006 that brought comrades together. We had another one prior to in 2002, which brought East Coast and West Coast Panthers together for the first time since 1971. Our organization went through a split, or people splintered off our organization in 1971.
Right.
And so this is the first time we have unified with those people since that time. Also, what we also do is provide a website that reaches throughout the world, that has information about the Black Panther Party, interviews, videos by the rank and file party members, history of 10-point program, and we have a breakdown on the website of Panther offices and what their contributions were. So a lot of people just relate to Oakland office, but we had over 50 Panther offices throughout America, and our reach was on an international basis.
Right.
Like next week, Emery's traveling to New Zealand
Emory Douglas,
Emory
Panther
Douglas,
artist.
Panther artist, who has an exhibit right now at the New Museum in New York, is traveling to New Zealand to open up an exhibit and be the artist in residence for a month there. Wow. And he's going to unify with the Polynesian Panther Party, which started in 1971 as an outgrowth of our solidarity with people throughout the world. They started in 1971, and so they're bringing Emory there to educate people and expose his art to a bigger audience.
And we've had Emory here on Freedom talking about his book, and people should get that. I have to open our live line for anyone who'd like to ask a question or has a comment. You may call 415-621-4473. Big Man, talk about your travels around the world. You've gone to Japan. There was a chapter in North Africa, Algeria. You've been to Germany, Sweden, France. Talk about some of your travels.
Yes, well, started off, because we were at the height of the war protests, and we had a big part of that. And in the meantime, our other
Vietnam
struggles
War.
were
Yes.
our other struggles were broadcast pretty much around the world. And so a group of students from Japan kept after us to send a representative to Japan to tell the people about the party, about our programs and things like that. And they had massive, massive demonstrations against the war. And so, my number was called, and me and a sister in the party by the name of Roberta Alexander, we were selected to go. And so we went, and we met people that were in various organizations in Japan, and they were fighting for various things. The Young Communist Party, there were so many different groups, but they were all against the Vietnam War. And there were also people that were students that had closed down hundreds of universities because they were wanting freedom of speech and less restrictions from administrators and things like that. And then there was a protest against a new airport being built, because it was a known fact that airport would be used by the U.S. military. So I was put in contact with a group of middle-aged Japanese ladies